Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to write quadratic equations given different pieces of information. So either get out a piece of paper to take notes on, or you can minimize your ActiveInspire like this and scoot it over and open the flip chart to take notes side by side. Either way, make sure that you have notes to refer back to for when you do your homework tonight, which should be A1.7. So first, we're going to write the quadratic equation given the vertex of a parabola and one other point. To do this, you need to know that vertex form is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. I know that the vertex is h comma k, and then this would be the point x comma y. So the only thing I don't have is the a value, which we're going to solve for first. So I'm going to say y, which is 8, equals a times 0 minus 5 squared plus 3. To solve for a, I'm going to subtract 3. So 5 equals a times negative 5 squared is 25. Divide by 25. 5 over 25 is 1/5. So now I have a. I also have h and k. So the equation is y equals 1/5 times x minus 5 squared plus 3. So take a minute to look at this equation. Make sure you understand where each of the numbers come from. If you do, I want you to pause the video and try number 2 on your own, and then when you're done, hit play and you can check your answer. It's always going to make more sense to write the equation down each time. That will help you memorize the equation and also tell you where to put your numbers. So that's hk, that's xy. 10 equals a times 1 minus negative 1 will be 1 plus 1, and then minus 4. So I'm going to add 4. 14 equals a times 2 squared is 4. Divide by 4. That reduces to 7/2. So my equation is y equals 7/2 times x plus 1 squared minus 4. Moving on to the next slide. Well, there we go. We are going to write the quadratic equation given the x-intercepts. Sorry about all the jumping around. Okay, here we go. So given the x-intercepts, you need to know intercept form. So first I'm going to write down intercept form, which is a times x minus r1, x minus r2. So this is r1 and this is r2. This is x and this is y. And we're going to do the exact same thing as we did before. Negative 5 equals a times x is 0. So 0 minus negative 1 will be 0 plus 1, and then 0 minus 5. So negative 5 equals a times 1 times negative 5 will be negative 5. Divide by negative 5, and a is 1. So y equals 1 times x plus 1, x minus 5. And then you don't need to write that 1. So you can leave it this way, or you can just write it as y equals x plus 1 times x minus 5. If you understand how that works, I want you to pause the video, try the next one on your own, and then hit play when you're ready to check your answer. Start again by writing the form a times x minus r1, x minus r2. So I have 10 equals a times 3 minus negative 6 will be 3 plus 6, and then 3 minus 1. I think that's a 1. Let me check. Yep, okay. So solve for a. 10 equals a times, this will be 9 and negative 2. So 10 equals a times negative 18. Divide by negative 18. 10 over negative 18 reduces to negative 5/9. So the equation should be negative 5/9 times x plus 6 times x minus 1. You could then put that into standard form if you wanted to or were told to by foiling these two things together and then distributing the negative 5/9, which we'll see on another slide. Next, we're going to write the equation for parabolas given 3 random points. So for this, you're going to need your graphing calculators out. If you don't have one out, pause the video and go get one. There's a way to do this algebraically. It involves systems of equations, and it's pretty involved. So we're just going to use the regression feature on our calculator to do this. So you need to follow these steps. First, you're going to hit Stat, go over to Edit. In list 1, you're going to put your x values, so 2, negative 4, and 0. In list 2, you're going to put your y values, so 11, negative 19, and negative 3. So I'll give you a second to do that. I'll do it here on my calculator also to make sure we're getting the same thing. When you're done with that, hit Stat, Calc, and then it is number 5, which is quadratic regression. Hit Enter, and you either need to hit Enter, or if you see the word calculate on your calculator, you need to go down to that word calculate and hit Enter. And you're going to see this. A is 0.5, so we have 0.5x squared plus 6x minus 3. If you didn't get that in your calculator, rewind the video, go back and try it again. If you did, let's move on to the next one. So we're going to do these steps with me. Stat, Edit. In list 1, I have the numbers 1, negative 2, and 5. In list 2, I have the numbers negative 10, negative 22, and negative 78. Then hit Stat, Calculate, Quad Reg. Either hit Enter or go down to the word Calculate and hit Enter. And make sure that you're seeing y equals negative 3x squared plus x minus 8. If you're not, pause your video, ask a neighbor, see if they can help you. Or if I'm here today, just come up and ask me and I can help you. So given 3 points, use the regression feature on your calculator to put it in standard form. Next, we're going to switch in between forms, so going from factored form to vertex form into standard form and so on. So factored form, we kind of talked about this earlier. If you write an equation in factored form, you can put this in standard form by foiling these two things first and then distributing the negative 3. So if I foil, I'm going to have 2x squared minus 1x plus 12x minus 6. So y equals negative 3 times, that'll be 2x squared plus 11x minus 6. Now distribute the negative 3 here, here, and here. And you get negative 6x squared minus 33x plus 18. On your test, you're going to have to do both. I'm going to give you a problem that says, here are the intercepts and a point on the parabola. Write the equation in factored form. And then also write the equation in standard form, which you will FOIL and then distribute. Okay, this is going to be the end of this video. So I want you to stop this video and then watch part 2 for the remainder of the lesson.